Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once more to Captain Grigsby's War in the Pacific. So, I have been doing a little bit of reading over the weekend, mostly Sunday, due to the fact I had my busiest day at work Saturday. So, yeah, that was a late finish. Didn't really have any time for anything other than sleeping. So, Sunday was my day, and it is now Monday. So what am I going to talk about? Namely, the tracker. Now, you might ask, what the hell is a tracker? Well, let me show you. Now, this is the War in the Pacific tracker. Now, it is the greatest thing since sliced bread. So we'll be able to see all our details here about the entirety of the Empire. We can get reports and just... God, I can't believe how much this is going to be of use. Right, so if we take a look at oil here. We can go down here, so sort by amount of oil. So we can see here that we have about 1 million barrels of oil. We'll go with barrels. I think barrels is a good idea. So we can see here that this fuel would last about 97 days. And the Osaka-Kyoto area, we have 520,000 barrels of oil. This would last us about 210 days. Now you can see here there's a lot more heavy industry in the Tokyo area. So that's 2,730. Heavy industrial plants, heavy industry factories. We'll go with factories. We'll just say that just to make it a little bit easier. There's 2,240 light industry factories. Oil refineries only 200. Right, okay. So we can see here, we need more oil refineries, really. Or we need more oil. That's the big thing. I would say, well, we'll say that the Empire has about... 97 days of fuel, 97 days of oil left. I mean, we do have, some, I mean, there's a good amount over here, and it will filter will filter through to the areas it needs to go, but the thing is, this is, not too much. We have, how much do we actually have in total, then? Oil, okay. So we have an okay amount. Not the greatest, though. You can see here, limited by oil. So we are running on a deficit. So we will run out of oil unless we change that situation. Now, resources we can see here. Right, let's go and take a look at oil. So you can see here, this is where we have all our oil. Now, let's see. No mainland. We'll be able to find out where we produce things, actually. Right, locations, bases, spoilage, okay. Right, region. So you can see here that we have 70,000 barrels of oil on, barrels of fuel on ships. There's a good amount of supply here. Right, resources. Now the thing is, we need to have these resources sent via convoy system to the actual mainland over here, then. So we'll go here. I do apologize, this is a little bit ramble due to that I have been trying my best to learn this overnight. So basically, the mainland is... Let's think of it as completely separate from everything else. All the industry here needs to be fueled. The industry is hungry for resources, oil, and etc. So everything here is separate from the mainland, of course. So we need to use convoy system for it to arrive over here. So what I have done is I have gone to my bases over here. Righto. Right, just turn this. There we go. Right, bases, ports. So I have begun expansions of different ports. Namely, let's find it. Well, if I look over here, that'll be easier. Look at the Chinese coast. So I have begun to expand Shanghai. I've started to expand, or at least, well, I've expanded the ports at Shanghai, and I've also started resource collection over here. Let's actually click on the base itself. There we go. Right, yes. So this port will store resources. Resources will head here, and they will be stored here. And, yep, I should keep on expanding that. I forgot to expand that. So the idea here, then, is we have a few ports along the coast where we will store resources. Like Fusan is another one. There we go. That's been expanded, and we are storing resources here. So then, convoys will take the resources from Shanghai and Fusan to the mainland. Just a general idea. Now, there's a few other ones. I do have the islands over here to the north. Yeah. I've started to upgrade some of these ports over here and over here. Well, over here. Some of these ports have been upgraded so we can take more resources in over here. And, yeah. That's how it's got to be. Trying to remember where the other ports are that I've upgraded. I'll start with the upgrades on. But none the matter. Now that we are actually upgrading these ports, we do ideally need to find engineers that will speed up the process. Now, engineering units will increase the speed, so we'll just find some. Ground units. Okay, all units. Engineers. Engineers, eyes and ears. Right. Imperial Japanese Army. Ah, that's another port I've started to upgrade. Iwaki. Yep. Okay. Location. I'm looking for the ones that attach to the Kwantong army, as they'll be the ones mostly in Manchuria. Ah, like over here. Right, Ship and Engineer Regiment. Right. I need to find them. So we'll go back here. Ah, right, so see, these guys are over here at Hiroshima. So what they'll do then is basically me in the area to help speed up loading, offloading, and construction. Now, am I upgrading Hiroshima? Let's see. No, it's already been dealt with. The thing is, though, I need to take these engineers and send them elsewhere. I may have them sent to the actual mainland, and then we could start to upgrade ports there. I think that could be a good idea. Right, so this task force over here then. Let's see. Endurance is actually pretty low, so we're going to cancel their movements, and I'm going to have them basically fully refuel. Right, so I'm going to cancel this basically. Yep, so just stay here. Replenish task force from ports. Right, we cannot dock here. Okay. So we can only take about 172,000 tons of ship here. So we are going to have to move some ships out from here. So what I may do then is move the larger ships. So you can see here the Nagato. Right, I apologise about this. It is a little bit of funny. Bloody hell. That's irritating. So we'll have to start that again. That is rather irritating. I do apologise about that. The game is a little bit bloody funny about being played in windowed. We'll just have to make do then with the bloody pop-ups. Well, the pop-in of the pictures. I did put a little command line into the shortcut. Basically fixed art and no fire, which, I don't know, for some reason it's not working, but what it should do is basically have... There we go, that's better. It should stop the pictures from actually moving. Okay, so I need to start upgrading Shanghai again. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea. Right, expand that. Okay. Do I actually have any engineers? We do have some engineers here, that's good. And we have... Yep. Righto. Okay, so back over here then. Shoot task force. Grab this one then. Okay. So we're going to have them in port. There we go. Okay. So we're going to form some task forces here. CV escort. I'll go for air combat. Maybe. Okay. Air combat. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to take my Hosho. So this is an escort class carrier. Now Hosho. Actually, let's take a look at Hosho then, shall we? So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to take a look at my ships. We're going to sort by class at CV. Okay, Hosho. So we can see our captain here is Takao Yoshimi. Okay. Now what we can do is we can go ship classes. We can go to Imperial Japanese Navy, CV, Hosho. Right. Available. There we go. So these are all our carriers. So we have Hosho, Akagi, Kaga, Hairu, Soru, Shikaku, Zero, Zaiho, Ryujo, and Taiyo. Right, we can also see tonnage. So Hosho is actually a very light carrier, with only a capacity of about 20 planes. So, very small. Very, very small. Now, if we sort this by air capacity, we can see our largest and greatest carrier is the Akagi. So the Akagi is a 36,500 ton behemoth for the time being. And as such, we need to guard this with our bloody lives. As if we lose it, we will be subject to horrific raids by the Allied forces. I also do want to show off the fact that we can take a look at aircraft comparison. So we're going to go with Imperial Japanese Navy, we're going to go with US Army, as the Army was under... Well, the Air Force was really part of the Army at this point, I think. We'll look at the A6M20, which is the plane that we will be using for the early part of the war. Plane types, fighter. Now the US will be using the P-40B Warhawk. So we can see here how the planes actually compare. So the biggest thing here, I would say, is the fact that this Zero is compatible with carriers. So it can be used on carriers, whereas the Warhawk cannot. Now the Warhawk has more durability, it has some armor, it however cannot take a load. Service rating is higher, gun value is slightly higher, it does have a slightly better armament. It does have higher speed, but the cruise speed of the Zero is higher. The endurance, however, is half that, well, half that and more, practically, of the Zero. The range, as well, as we can see, is reflected here. So we have 14 hexes of range, 36 here. So that is huge. That is absolutely huge. Could extend that range. Altitude is very similar. The Zero can reach a high, well, altitude a little higher. The climb rate of the Warhawk is slightly higher as well, due to the fact it has a more powerful engine. However, maneuverability is something that's huge. As you can see here, 33-19. So that's how they compare, and yes, I do like the Zero. The idea with the Zero is we have them positioned on, well, bases around the area. We try and use them to support our fleet. Should be a good idea. Right. Type. So we'll have Hosho. We'll have the destroyers over here. So that's 4 destroyers. Yura. We have a... I think this is a subtracer or a seaplane carrier. We'll have a look in a moment. Now, I don't think we have any other cruisers, do we? No. Okay. So this is not a bad task force. Now, basically, I'm going to use this as a raiding task force. So, say, escort carrier along with a light cruiser and 4 destroyers, which isn't the greatest thing, but the idea of it is to raid effectively. Right, carry aircraft. Yeah, we need to take on some more aircraft then, apparently. Mission training. Now... so the Hosho can upgrade to take on the Zeros. Upgrade now. We'll stay with this for the time being. So these aren't the greatest aircraft, but they'll do for time. Right. So we'll have you replenish. Yep, set home port. There we go. Your home port is here now at Hiroshima. Right, so we're going to have you replenish from port and dock. There we go. Right, replenish. Right. Full refuel. Get that endurance up there. And now then, so we have the other task force, which is the larger one. Yep, here we go. So we have a light carrier Zuho. The battleships over here. Right, let's actually take a look at this ship then. Ah, yes, right, okay. So, yeah, this does carry some planes here. Search planes. Oh, so we could have it actually converted to a light carrier. That's good. Right. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to have you set your home port to... well... To Tokyo. There we go. Then we'll have you dock in Tokyo. You can see over here. There is a battleship here. One destroyer, some AP. I can't remember what AP actually is now. Either way. It's not that many troops here. Well, that's a good amount, I suppose. Light bombers, okay. Right. Let's see, oil storage and resource storage here, then due to the fact this is where most of our industry actually is. And so if we can have everything filtered down to Tokyo, that'd be good. Okay. Right, that'll do for the time being. So we've split that task force up. Kidabutai is on its way back. Right, task force 2, so that's the oilers. Yeah. Okay. Now, there's Kidabutai. The endurance isn't good. We may get one more attack off as we leave. I don't know. I doubt it. And we can again consult this over here. Ships. Okay. The old Japanese Navy. CV info. Right. So we can see here these carriers. Okay. So, Kaga, Shikaku, Zuikaku, they're apparently fully loaded here. It's the fuel, really. I don't know, we might get one more attack off as we leave. That could be potentially a good thing. Right. They'll return to Osaka, Kyoto. Actually, Osaka, Kyoto. So I'll have that change with the other task force then. Ah, okay. Right, so that's the Hoso. Right, okay. Set home port to here. Osaka, Kyoto. There you go. And return. Lovely. So we need to fuel our ships, and we need to have them ready. Right. what is the endurance here? So the endurance is actually rather low. So what we're going to do then is we're going to cancel the mission it had before, as we have new information now, and we're going to have that return over here to Osaka, Kyoto. We need to take on fuel. Okay. Then again, how much fuel do we have over here at Formosa? Okay. Fuel 52. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll have them refuel then at Formosa. Right. Task force over there. What is the actual capacity of that port? This task force, it'd be good if I can find out the size of the task force. Ships. Task forces, here we go. Right. Yeah, combat. Right, so we have Kitabutai. Okay. So this is how much fuel they're using per day, I think. So they can't be out for long, that's a thing. Bases. Let's see. What is the name of the base? It is... Right, so Takao. Or Takao. Taco. I just saw it there. There we go. It is here somewhere. Ah. There we go, that's better. So we'll scroll down here. Oh, right, that'd be why? Japan? Owner, Japan. There we go. Yeah, you can find out some information like that, and I don't want to cheat. But this is only loading mostly Japanese data. But it'll show us about bases that, well, we know about. So basically, like, bases like this, etc. Right. Takao. Ah, there we go. Right. Port, level 4. Okay. So it can handle about 4 to 6,000 tons. Interesting. Now if I go to allies and if I look for their largest port... It's rather silly. There we go. Right, Canada, yep. Right, so Singapore then is the one that we really do need to take. Yeah. Singapore is an absolutely colossal naval base. Right, Pearl Harbor. Yeah. Singapore's larger than Pearl Harbor. So that's one we definitely need to take. So if you take a look at the situation over there at Singapore, we do potentially have to deal with the Prince of Wales battleship, the British battleship there. And that could lead to complications with taking Singapore. I don't think it'll lead to too much, considering the fact that we... well, the ship is... It had been torpedoed, it had been holed. At least I hope so. Now... Right, deliberate, yep. Supplies are a little bit low there. But it should fall fairly soon. So these submarines are going to, well, meet up over there. Right, Amphibious. Singora. Okay. Right. So we have 18 zeros over here. Right, so we do have forces over here at Hong Kong. Canton. I do need to seize these bases. Right, so ideally I need to neutralize Hong Kong. Okay. New mission then. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take on these destroyers here from this task force. There we go. Okay. So we're going to have you move out. You will move. Right, so Kargi. Let's find out some information then, shall we? At Kargi. Oh, only a level 1 port. Yeah. Actually, cannot dock. So I think, what was the capacity again? Right, so this is Hiroshima. I just need to go up. Right, Hiroshima. I believe. 172,000 tons. So we don't need to lose too much then. Okay. So if I put... Fuso. Yep. So Fuso will go over here then, so you can see here this has dramatically dropped a weight. Yeah. Right, so we can dock now. In fact, I might take Hosho. No, yeah. We'll take Hosho. Yeah, a little bit, a little interesting that, isn't it? Right, undock. Right, head to Osaka, Kyoto. Okay, return there. Okay. Grab them. Right, so where is Fuso? Right, have you dock. Planish from port. Right, so it won't be a task force, that's for certain. Right, Fuso. Ah, so it's anchored. Okay. Well then guys, thank you so very much for watching, and goodbye for now. See you next time.